What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm gonna be going through 5 bicep training mistakes that you're probably making inside of the gym, and we're gonna be also showing you how to actually fix those mistakes so that you can start to get the results that you want. Because chances are, if you are not seeing results, you're not gaining the muscle you want, your arms are not growing, I can guarantee you that you are making one or more of these mistakes. And if you actually fix these mistakes and follow the tips inside of this video, you will get results, you will build more muscle, and you're gonna love what you see in the mirror. So I'm not here to waste any of your time, guys. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe. Let's hop into the first one. This is gonna have to do with your elbows. So a big mistake that I see inside of the gym when people are training their biceps is they're doing this. So they're swinging around. You can see the elbows moving. This is definitely getting some bicep activation. However, what you can do to make this better and to be able to feel the contraction more in your biceps is I want you to keep your elbow directly to your side, lock that in, and focus on keeping your elbow in place. You can see I'm not moving around. My arm is staying in one place. And if you actually start to do this, you're gonna start to feel the contraction a lot more in your bicep. And that means you're getting more blood into the muscle, which then means you're gonna gain more muscle after you recover. So that is number one, is I want you to keep your elbows in place, okay? Mistake number 2, I have some 25s here. I can control these. However, if you have to swing the weight and you can only do 2 reps properly, then the second mistake you're probably making is you need to use less weight. So for example, if I have these 25s here and I can only get 1 good, and then now I start to swing around and cheat this rep, I'm using too much weight. So instead, I want you to drop your ego, drop down to 10, 15 pounds, guys. This muscle, any muscle, is more about the contraction than it is the weight. Yes, the weight and the strength is important, but if you do the reps properly, you're gonna do much better. So drop the weight. Don't be afraid to use 8 pounds, 10 pounds, and do this properly. You can see my arms are locking in place, and I can control this weight much better, for example, than if I was doing more heavy weight. So that's number 2. Don't be afraid to drop your weight and actually perform the reps properly, okay? Number 3 is gonna be not squeezing out the rep at the top. And what I mean by this is, when you first saw me doing these curls, you saw me doing this nice and slow. See, I'm controlling here, and you saw how I stopped at the top for a second, right? So right here, I'm squeezing my biceps. So you should squeeze and come back down. So just practice that right here. Squeeze, back down. And what that's gonna do is place extra force on the muscle, extra contraction, which is going to tear the muscle more, which is what we want while we're working out. When you're in the gym, you're actually breaking down the muscle. You're not building any muscle inside of the gym. You're simply tearing the muscle down. You're getting blood into it. That's why you get the pump. And all that blood is carrying nutrients that's gonna help you to recover and actually grow the muscle back stronger and bigger. So that's gonna be the next one, is make sure when you get to the top of the rep, you're squeezing down and then returning. So not just this. Make sure you're utilizing that isometric piece of the contraction here at the top. Squeeze down, come back down, okay? The next one is gonna be similar to this last one, and that's gonna be resting at the top. I see a lot of guys also in the gym who are doing this, and they're coming here, and they're just kind of holding the weight up here for a second, and then coming down. That's not squeezing at the top. That's doing nothing except resting. I can literally hold this weight here all day, no problem. Hold this here, I don't feel anything in my biceps. But if I hold it just a little bit lower, right, and I start to squeeze, that is when I feel the biggest contraction. It's not up here. It's right about here, just a little bit lower. And I'll show you from the side so you can see the difference again. This right here is resting, and you can see when I come to the top and I'm resting, see how my elbows come forward? We don't want that again. Remember, your elbows should be down to the side. So your peak contraction at the top is right here. Because if I go any more than this, I'm going up, my elbows are moving. This is a form of time under tension. So right here, squeeze at the top, do not rest, okay? The next one is also with that last part of the rep, and this is gonna be our final piece of the actual training. And I got 2 bonus tips for you, so stay around. Here we're gonna do off to the side. I see a lot of guys, again, in the gym, they get to this curl and then they just drop, 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 right? I want you to focus on the dropping part of the rep here. I'm not gonna get into technical terms with you, just when you're lowering the weight, right? I want you to focus on lowering the weight and controlling the weight. So it should be up slow squeeze and then back down like a 2 or 3 count. So you could do 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. So here we go. Up, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. Okay? So that's the last one, is when you get to the top here, don't just drop this weight down. Now, a bonus tip on this that I didn't even think of before making this video is resting at the bottom. So we talked about resting at the top. What I want to also talk about is resting at the bottom. Also, I see a lot of guys doing this. Again, I can hold this weight here all day long. So instead of stopping at the bottom of the rep here, I want you to stop about right here. And what that's gonna do is it keeps tension. You can see the difference in my arm, right? Right here compared to right here. Right here, you don't really see my bicep being engaged. I'm just holding the weight. But once I get here, you can see, and I can even see in the mirror here, that my bicep is popping out because it's being worked. So here is going to be all of these tips combined into a few reps so you can actually put this to use and see it, okay? So again, we're not gonna rest at the bottom. We're gonna come about here, come up nice and slow, squeeze at the top, we're not resting, okay? Come down nice and slow. You can see that my elbows are to my side, and this is exactly how a full, correct bicep repetition should actually look when you're doing it. So no more of this, guys. Don't want to see you doing this. If you're struggling like this, you need to drop the weight, use a lighter weight, 10 pounds, 15 pounds, whatever you need to use, just drop the weight and do it properly. I promise you, you're gonna get much better results if you do this. So that is the 5 tips. Now, I also have 2 bonus tips for you really quick. They're not related to the actual curl, but I get a lot of guys who tell me they're not seeing the progress that they want to see when it comes to their arms, their chest, their muscles. So these tips are going to apply to anything. The first tip is to actually make sure that you're getting enough sleep. Sleep is where you're recovering. Sleep is where you're re-energizing your body and you're recovering from not just your workouts, but also from your day in general, your work day, your stressful day, whatever you had to deal with. You need to be making sure that you're getting anywhere from 7 to 9 hours of sleep is what I would recommend. Now, everybody's different. This is just a general statement. So if you feel good with 7, go with 7. If you feel good with 6, go with 6. But I've found that what works best for me is right between that 7 to 9 hours of sleep. So in the gym, guys, remember, you're breaking down the muscle, you're tearing down the muscle. But when you sleep is when it's actually rebuilding and recovering so that it can grow bigger. It's the same thing with your car, right? If you just run your car and run your car and run your car, eventually it's gonna stall out. You need to have the car off, you can give it some rest, let it recharge. Same thing with the phone, that's another good example. It's eventually going to die. And it's the same thing with your body. You need to make sure that you're providing it that time to rest and recover so you can get the results that you wanna get. The last and final tip related to this is quite simply, you can spend all the time you want in the gym, you can do all of these tips, you can get the best sleep, but if you're not eating enough calories, you're never actually gonna see your muscles grow and get bigger. So the next tip in this, guys, is to make sure you're actually eating enough calories. You can find these out using a simple macro calculator online. I'll link one down in the description below. This is gonna go through exactly how many calories you, specifically you, because this varies for your age, your height, your weight, your activity level, many different factors. So this has to be customized for you. You wanna be eating in at least maintenance calories, maybe even a surplus, depending on how your body is going to react. You're gonna have to play around with these numbers and test some things out. But if you do wanna eliminate that guesswork, you wanna make this easier for you, you want our help so that we can actually help you to gain muscle and do this the right way, we do offer customized plans as well. Those are down in the description, you can check those out. I hope you guys enjoyed these tips. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Let me know what other videos you would like to see that are tip videos, that are talking videos, or any specific workouts that you'd like to see. Also gonna go ahead and link a arm workout that you guys can try right above here. Use these tips, try these tips out. Let me know how they worked for you. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next video.